if we wanted to, instead of using your headphones, you could use the speakers if you're even.
Oh.
No?
I'm fine with the earbuds. It's kind of fun.
6:58.
Um, 2 minutes, Mr. Walker. Here comes Doug.
Which is good. Because I'm just doing this live with not hearing you back unless I go and do that.
So that's what the deal is.
This is live. Yeah. Let's record it then. Hello from Mars House here in Omaha, Nebraska.
Turn on their.
Decided to get the blues in one way or another.
Okay.
COVID-19.
I like your
You get killed bar mic?
lamp.
Go to Canada. So, we'll play a little bit of blues. bound to be here somewhere. My repertoire is in this book. Gotta have that book. Let me see where it is. I know I saw it a while back. Well, looking for a song I haven't played in a long time. So, we'll try to find it. bit of Motown. Yeah, I grew up with that Motown sound. Just really miss that pretty songs that everybody could enjoy, regardless of the age. Been playing around with this song called Classical Gas. Just like on TV, that show that Dora likes to watch. What's the name of it? What's the name of that show? What the shows where they have all of this talent at any age. America's Got Talent. That was my answer to America's Got Talent. You know? Okay. Good.
Sounds like an angry spirit to me.
Yeah, you gotta kind of put a little twist on it, so to speak. Yeah, a little twist. So, remember Hugh Masekela? Oh, yeah. Grazing in the grass. little bit of, I call it
So,
gospel jazz.
So until we know, read that document. Anything that's in hurry and writing,
Girl from Ipanema. The girl from Ipanema.
Yes.
By my friend Steve. Steve loved that beat.
We'll do one more and then we'll chat up after that.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
do another one and then we'll
Yeah.
do a little interview
Yeah,
break.
sure. great.
We gotta get a mic on me, so I'm somewhat in the shot, not that anyone cares.
Sorry, do I need to move?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Let's see if I zoom out. All right. And George, I will refresh your beer after this, but
Oh, no problem.
we have our first, this is episode 32, for those keeping score of Live from Mars House. First one outside. We've been talking about it for a while, but we've been threatening. And, it's been a combination of too much heat, and there's some cabling complications to get. If we have a full band, it's a nightmare
Yeah.
getting them out here. So we hope that the weather would be favorable, and I think it's reasonable tonight. I think.
Definitely.
But
Couldn't choose a
But
better.
George was
better
here
night.
a couple months ago on a Wednesday, and
Yeah.
usually our Wednesday nights are solo acts, and we were anxious to get George back. So we got George. We got a live crowd. We haven't had really that much of that before.
We'll come anytime.
Yeah. So and George, last time we went through a whole bunch of stuff, so I don't want to go through the exact same stuff we did, but I know you traveled recently, which is not happening as much. You were up in Boston.
Yeah, New England, basically.
And you're from that area, right?
I'm from Everett, Mass.
Okay.
And so I visited my friends and relatives, but basically it was a funeral. My sister passed away, so we definitely had to go to that. So I brought my daughter Andrea and showed her around where I grew up and all the places I used to go to and schools.
And were things restricted because of the COVID thing, or were you able to go places with masks?
well,
What's the policy up there? I haven't heard much about Massachusetts.
It changed after I left. You'd have to stay 2 weeks, and before you could go out and do what you wanted to do.
Right.
So it changed just about a week or so after I left. So I missed it by about a week. And there were some things about Maine didn't want anybody coming up there. Canada cut off the borders. And
Right. U.S. and Canada, you haven't been able to go back and forth. Yeah.
So they wanted to quarantine you if you went up to Maine. Immediately quarantine up there in Maine. New Hampshire was okay. They shut down the Budweiser farm
Okay.
and other institutions. But what was very interesting is they built a new casino where I grew up in Everett, Mass. And it's the biggest casino east of Atlantic City. And you could see it from miles
Is it
away.
a state approved, or is it a Indian reservation type situation?
No,
or-
no Indian reservation, straight out of Las
So
Vegas.
it's a state approved.
State approved. The Encore is also in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So it's a replica of that, about 650 room casino. So it's a good size casino. So my city's on the map.
Nice.
Small city, always less than 50,000. Now it's on the map.
The casino laws have always been pretty interesting, like having to have a boat. I think I remember the Bluffs casinos when they first started. Not only did it have to be on a boat, but that boat actually had to
They had
leave
to move.
the port
You had to move. You
for
got
a little
it
bit,
right.
like once a day or once a week or something. They had to
they had to
take
do
it
that.
around the parking lot kind of thing in the water there.
You had to do a
Yeah,
little
and I
cruise.
think I don't think that's the case anymore. I believe. I think- okay.
They actually gave up on that. But I've actually played those cruises for Ameristar and Harris Casino.
yeah.
Actually got a ride on the boat.
Yeah, and but in this area, there's a lot of them on reservations when you go up north.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Sioux City area. They don't
No
have boats,
boat,
right?
No boat.
And I don't think, did they actually build one, Omaha near the Carter Lake? Is it open? Yeah,
It's
okay. Prairie Rose,
Yeah,
okay.
it's on just regular dry
Yeah?
land,
They had a lot to do. The way that their gaming is really different there. The collection of the money. In other words, you had to use a ticket to get money.
Okay,
Give you the change. You'd have to get another ticket to get your change.
got it.
They want you to do
Right. Right. I
That's
know there was a little controversy with that because it's so close to the St. Francis House or whatever it was, and mine. I got to speak right into the mic. It's not like the dynamic mic.
Mic
I got
it
to
up.
eat the mic tonight. We.
Questions from the audience have to come.
Oh, questions from the audience.
Oh, yeah,
I got
so
it.
you have
Okay, so any comments from the audience have to be relayed from me because people out in webland can't hear you.
Oh, I hope
So-
they can hear me.
And George, now you've met the Burks before at some of our soirees years ago, and that's their spawn over there.
Right.
That's one of their spawn. Yeah, that's Michael. But you know, it's kind of nice to have some folks out on the patio tonight. It's feeling
Perfect.
it's nice. We were kind of hoping to do this at some point, and so we're doing it. But Wendy, did you what's your question for George? Retired teacher.
Retired teacher. Well,
The question from the audience was, when did you start playing guitar?
actually, at 14, I thought seriously about it. A couple of kids were playing at middle school electric guitars, and it was nice to see that somebody could actually do this, you know, and they sang and they played the songs that were, you know, hit records at that time. So that kind of locked it in for which instrument would I want to play? Guitar. And Chuck Berry, of course, with all those hits like Maybelline, Johnny Be Good, and School Days, that was the sound that really just went straight to my brain, so to speak. And so at 15, I decided to buy a guitar.
Nice.
Ask George, who were his mentors, his idols that when he started out playing, aside from Chuck Berry?
All right.
sure.
Questions are, who are George's mentors or probably influences also?
My influences were George Benson, Wes Montgomery, Kenny Burrell. There was Johnny Smith he played some very interesting Moonlight in Vermont, you know. And the organ players like Jimmy Smith, and then you had your soul music like James Brown and, you know, Jimi Hendrix and all, because I liked some of everything. And where I grew up, you heard everything. No matter where it came around the world, they played it in Boston, you know, on radio stations. And so I think some of it had to do with my older sister who, she brought in some guys, you know, we're West Indian guys, you know, and so they were playing some of that West Indian calypso stuff music. I think it was piano, bass, and drums, and I think somehow that's in there too, in my brain somewhere, you know, and I'm recalling some of it. So basically, listening to West Indian music in your regular R&B and soul music and so on and so forth. I have this combination, so I like Latin music, I like the sambas, you know, and it goes different places around the world.
I'd also like to ask George if there are any classical music, classical guitar players that he has listened to and listens to and registers with, if they...
Classical guitarist, George.
Yeah, you know, Segovia, I saw him, he was about 90 or 91 years old. And somebody may have asked him from the audience, what's different about when you're that old? And he said, your finger's a little sticky. And that's all he said, you know, and he could play, these guys, these classical guitar players like Segovia play songs in key F sharp and stuff like that, you know. And there was a guitar player from Spain who made the guitars for Segovia, you know. And there was Paco. Paco is your, not Brazilian samba, but to me it's like the soulful part of classical technique. And what do we call that music? Right now, no, it's not. it's Latin, but it's the gypsy sound of playing classical style picking, so to speak. And I like that. Like I believe it was years ago, the gypsy musician from was he from France? His fingers got cut off in an accident. He was a gypsy musician. And so that they have certain kinds of rhythmic and styles, but the technique is from classical. And so I like a variety of different styles of music coming from around the world. It could be from Cuba, Morocco, Spain, France, and your classical, of course, coming from Spain and also England. But
And it's
a
really
wide variety.
it's a time signature thing is a little bit part of that Latin stuff too. It's not straight 4/4 all the time. The accents are in different places. Even if it's in 4, it's a different vibe than the straight ahead rock and roll that all of us grew up on.
It's very, very different. And so I can appreciate all different kinds of music. And it's interesting that we use certain scales. Like Latin and Arabic, they use this minor scale. And so you find you can use it in different ways. Just like you take a car. You know why they painted all the cars black in the beginning? Anybody know that? They had other colors, but guess what? Black dried the fastest, and Ford wanted all those cars out there as fast as he could get them. So people missed the point that, yeah, you got a car that was black because it dried fast.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about. So music comes in all colors too, see? So that's just to be funny, But, huh?
Did you ever play with Jerry Jacoby?
No, I'm from New England and I'm from California. And so I came here to put my own thing together, and that's what I've been doing ever since I came, basically. Oh, no. No, I'm not familiar with
Oh, we got a question from the audience from my... Yes, Tom Burke. Yes, this is a school thing. This is a retired school teacher. Now, I did see something. I don't want to switch gears here, but I did see something that some schools are saying you can't be in pajamas when you're on Zoom in your classroom. What do you think of that, Wendy?
Yeah.
No problem with pajamas. Okay, Tom, what's your question?
George is an excellent, talented artist, and he's also a fantastic teacher. What do you enjoy and love about teaching?
Okay, so he's asking what does George enjoy about teaching?
Well, the whole thing is trying to reach that certain spot in everybody's brain that the light bulb goes off and understanding what I'm trying to teach. Because although music is all about math, you're not teaching math, but you are teaching math. Because everything has a number, a scale. Chords have numbers from the scales. And everything is, a lot of kids think they're not smart about math, but hey, that music, we have to play it in 3/4, 7/8, and the tempos are maybe 125 beats per minute, and every string and every note has a certain amount of vibrations. And that's what's interesting. Music is all math. The mathematicians, Pythagoras and other people, put it together. And thankfully that, we have ways of building on that, And so the one thing that people don't teach is STEM, the science, the technology, the engineering, and the math about music beyond the pages. Of course, you're reading music, but how do you break it down as far as science? You have your ear, you have the cochlea, you have these little hairs in there, and they're vibrating at the same amount of time that the notes are. Yeah, you know, and so it gets very interesting when you think about guitars were just acoustic, and they used to use gut strings, so the intestines from animals, any animals, and the sound was very rickety, so to speak, and raw, and that's where people would assume that, oh, they were killing cats and taking cat gut and making the strings, because we call them cat gut strings, so to speak, because the sound, it sounded like a whole bunch of alley cats, you know. It was such a lousy tone, you know. But the electric guitar didn't happen until they came up with steel strings through electromagnetism. Now, they did not have the technology to amplify those cat gut strings, so to speak. But when people came from Europe, they brought their ideas with them and developed them here in the United States, and that's where we came up with the electric guitar, the steel strings, electromagnetism. So that's some of the things that I teach, you know, a history about that, you know. You take the guitar before, when it was acoustic in the 20s and so on, you couldn't hear it. The only thing they told the guitar player was get closer to a microphone, because they didn't have any amplification for those strings at that time. But I'd like to talk about where I'm playing.
Yes, please do. Where are you at? Oh, wait, I did see you were at the Inner Rail recently. Is this related to that?
Yeah. See,
Regular gig?
regular for this month.
Okay.
For this month, I'm at the Inner Rail, which is in Exarban Village on South 67th Street, 1911 South 67th, on Sundays. A nice family situation to come to from 11 o'clock in the morning to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So I'm there for the month of August, and if you like food and different varieties of food, different varieties of music, then that would be a nice place to go. And we're also waiting to see what's going to happen. I used to play at Roast, the coffee shop in Exarban Village, just across the street. But next Saturday, the 22nd, I'll be at Roast Coffee Shop, 10:30 in the morning to about noontime. And I'll be playing outdoors. We won't be able to use the patio, but if you just happen to be in the area, stop by next Saturday, the 22nd, from 10:30 to about 12 noon. And then if you like pastries, it's called the Grand Patisserie. My friend Ed owns it, and he's on 144th and West Center Road. So if you really want some delicate pastry, he's from Tunis. And so he makes something really different. You have to check that out.
I haven't heard of. I'll have to check that out.
Tell Ed I told you about it.
And then at the bottom of your screen, it's got George's email address as part of the tip jar. Fill up his tip jar, please. But you can contact George through that email address, I believe, and ask him about lessons or anything else?
Yeah, lessons in my new book I hope to have out the first of the year.
Nice.
It'll be about what I was talking about, science, technology, engineering, math, as well as music, how to play today's guitar music today.
Nice. So next we're going to have everyone home refill their drinks. George, I'm sure, is parched. Are you ready for another one of those, George?
No, I'm still working on it.
Still working on it. He's good. So everybody grab their drinks at home. We're going to resituate, let George fire back up, and we'll have some more music in just a few seconds here, a little bit.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. Yeah. Can't beat it, huh? Yeah. You know, are you still doing it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I thought so, and I see, you know, Brenda has different cars. I think of you. Yeah. So when I see his guys, he must have got it from you. Yeah.
Do you know any, and I'm sorry, I brought up Jerry McCovey just because he was an artist and a
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. I
and I
understand.
thought you might have known. All right, what was I gonna ask you? Oh, Fats Waller,
Yeah, Fats Waller. Yeah.
misbehaving,
Yeah, yeah.
you know that?
Let me see. Let me see if I have it in.
Fats Waller.
Oh, I've had to play it once or twice, but I'm not sure if I have it in this book. I'll take a look here. Da 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 da. I tell you, let me. Oh yeah, I love all that stuff. I got what I got. I got my version of Summertime, all the things you are, Foggy Day, All of Me, A Night in Tunisia. Yeah. Which one do you want? You want All of Me? I'll have to do All of Me because I don't have in that book, because sometimes I have gigs where I have to do the songs from the 40s and they want all of that, you know. And this is a mix of, you know. I used to. I don't think I have it right now, but oh yeah, I do all that stuff. Oh yeah, the same stuff they do on saxophone, I do. Let me see. Yeah, so I'll do all of me for you, and I'll kind of make it fun. Because that's the whole idea. You got to make it fun, make it sound like fun. So anyhow, from Lou Rawls and 40-piece bands down to this one-man band.
I know, George.
Yeah, we used to have 40 additional pieces to our firehouse.
I think
And then the
He was back up to Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, he was the one that sang Bring It On Home. Yeah.
There you go.
I saw the,
you wouldn't believe this house in the downstairs on the back patio in the backyard. They have a whole, patio with heating and table. Really, they have a recording studio.
Anytime you're ready, George, we can fire back up.
I saw some of the shows when I lived in California.
Did you really?
The TV shows. They were nice. They were in color, you know.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get the sponsors. Yeah, it was great shows.
It was too early.
Yeah, you know all that stuff. But yeah, he had a nice show.
He did.
I just so happened that like somebody did a rerun or something of the shows, and I just happened to be watching. You know, it was
That
fat.
broke his heart.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, to go so far and then you get cut off just because we're not going to sponsor black show. You know. Yeah. I mean, that kind of talent, you know,
Oh,
unbelievable.
yep.
Or where do you live?
No,
George
we've
is
always
talking.
been close. We lived in
Got it.
Lindenwood.
Adam's family, going to bed. George, I love the fact that you played the seven, full seven. You played full chord. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's marvelous.
You gotta make the mic live. There we go. Thank you, George. It was awesome.
Well, you know, I've never been this the first time. I've never been, Steve and I have never been. But I was down at her restaurant, or the grill.
Yeah.
What was the name of it?
Mars Bar and Grill.
Mars Bar